This is your 1.5 notes for inequality word problems. We are going to write inequalities to represent word problems. So we have a very similar checklist for inequality word problems compared to word problems with equations. What is the first thing we need? A let statement. All right, what about next? It was an equation, but now we're going to write an inequality. Okay, what do we have to show to get points? Our work. Oops, that's a walk. And then at the end, we need a yes. Okay, so far so good. So our first example is talking about stucco. It says the expenses for a stucco bake sale are $20. Right off the bat, what does expenses tell me? Negative. So this tells me I have a negative $20. Okay. Now the next thing is that stucco makes $15 for every box of muffins. So a lot of information there. What does makes tell me compared to expenses?
Positive.
Makes is positive. Positive 15. And then if it's every box, it gets an X. Yeah. Okay, there's half of my inequality written right up there, right? How many boxes of muffins must stucco sell to make more than 340? All right, I see a question. Let's box that. What's our let statement have to be? Yeah. X has to be boxes of muffins. Isn't mutton like sheep? Wouldn't want to buy boxes of sheep meat. Hard pass. Okay, then we have a little bit of a new type of information. We have wanting to make more than $340. Now, think about the kind of information that you have in the word problem. Do you have something where you have a rate for either side of the equation? And you have to make the two sides equal? Or do you have a bunch of stuff that adds up to a total? Yeah. Yeah, we definitely have a total. And that total is?
More than 340.
Yeah, we got to go more than 340. Okay, so the 340 goes on the total side. Now it's not an equation, so I can't just put an equal sign and be done with it. I'm going to put a box, and we're going to come back to the symbol. So if you already know what the symbol is, just hold on to it for a minute. Hold on. We're going to write the rest. Okay, and then the rest is this negative 15x. Whoops, that's positive 15x, fake news. And then the minus 20 that we already found. Okay, if we want more than $340, these are our options. Greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Yeah.
Less than.
Yeah.
Greater than.
Yeah. So if stucco only made $200, are they going to be happy? No, they didn't meet the goal. So anything that's under 340, nope. So we can say goodbye to the less than symbols. Okay, then we just have to pick between the ones with greater than. You have to ask yourself, is 340 greater than itself? No. So it can't be this one. It has to be strictly more than, strictly greater than. Everybody happy? Thank you. All right, now we get to solve our beautiful equation. So I'm going to add 20 to both sides. Thank you. That gives me 15x is greater than 360.
Negative 15x. Oh, no.
That was my bad. I wrote it as negative 15 and then I had to go back and change it because I made a mistake. I don't know why I did that. Yeah.
May I use the restroom whenever possible?
Yes. Can you go really fast? Yep. Go now. All right. Get x alone by dividing both sides by 15. And then x is greater than
24.
24. All right. Before we write a sentence, let's draw a picture. So we can start at 0. I don't know that I have 24 ticks, so I'm going to count by 2s to make sure that I get there. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Wow. What kind of dot? Yeah.
Open.
Open dot. Which way do we shade? Yeah. To the right. Good, good, good. Okay. Now, I'm going to write an incorrect sentence and you guys are going to help me fix it. Oops. It's all caps, right? It's really close. What's wrong with it? Yeah.
At least.
At least? More than. You were very warm. More than. We want to go over 340 bucks, so we have to go over 24 boxes of muffins. So right here, I need a more than. Okay, put stars by it. Underline it. Do whatever you have to do. If it says more than in the original problem, it's probably going to be more than in your sentence. Because is 24 going to cut it? No, we didn't shade 24. We have to shade above, so we have to go above. Oops. Sorry. What good is the box down there if you don't put anything in it? Sorry, that's my bad. I guess I didn't really need this much space. What can you do? All right, look at example 2. It's going to be very similar, but there are going to be some important distinctions. And it's like the differences that I want to draw your attention to, because those are the things that when you're going fast on a quiz or a test that kids tend to like miss. Okay, so Yolanda is saving $15 each week. So we had making $15 over here for every box of muffins. Now we have saving $15 every week. Yep.
It would still be positive.
It would still be positive. And it would still have an X. Okay, and then she's earning an extra 20 bucks. Is she going to have to pay that out as a cost or an expense, or is that coming in and she's making more money? More money. All right, so plus another 20 bucks. Okay, for how many weeks? Well, there's the question. So what does X have to be? Yeah. Let X be, oops, weeks. All right, What is the goal for savings? At least 350. Okay, so I smell another total. So I'm going to put the 350 over here on my total side. Leave some room for my inequality symbol when I figure out what it should be. And then I already have my plus 15x and my plus 20. Okay. Yes. Okay, I'm really glad you said that. We're going to talk about it. So greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Now, a lot of times when kids see the at least, they're like less than, or less than or equal to, right? But if Yolanda only gets to 200, is she going to be happy? No. Because at least that means that this is the minimum. She wants to go over that. So we're going to get rid of the less thans. If she makes exactly $350, is she going to be happy?
Yes.
Yes. Not as happy as she would if she made $400, but you know, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Yes.
Is it supposed to be 15x plus 2 or 20?
It is supposed to be 20. Thank you. All right, we're going to call you Eagle Eyes. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have to do that. It's not a thing. All right, so what kind of symbol? Greater than or equal to? Okay, so you have here the difference between everything is positive versus we have expenses that come out of our profits. You have here the difference between more than and at least. You guys seeing these side by side? Is this helping to compare? Okay, perfect. Mission accomplished. Now we're going to solve them. So we're going to subtract this 20, not 2, from both sides. And you should get 15x is greater than or equal to 33. Sorry, 330.
Keep zeros.
I know. I have one job. All right, divide both sides by 15. 22. Greater than or equal to 22. All right, let's graph it. So I'll start with 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. What kind of dot?
Shaded.
Shaded, because we can make exactly $350 and be happy. She can save for exactly 22 weeks and meet the goal. Okay, that's the difference between these two. This one's going to be shaded, and then we're going to shade right again. Okay, now we need a sentence. So this one we had to say more than. What do you think we're going to have to say in this one? At least. Okay, write your sentence. Is it Yolanda?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay, underline it, put some stars by it, whatever it takes to help you remember to put those words in there. Yes.
You still know what the sentence is.
Oh, Okay. We've seen a whole bunch of tables like this, right? So here we are comparing meal plans at college. We have the silver plan and the gold plan. The base price includes 100 meals, and then we have the price for each additional meal. Ooh, I see a keyword.
Additional.
Yes,
Per.
and each. It's the same thing, right? Per each and every. Okay, so what do we know automatically about the 8 and the 3 compared to these? They get X's because we have to multiply them by the number of additional meals we buy. It's not just a one-time cost like the base plan, base price. Okay, perfect. So let's start with part A. It says, how many additional meals would it take for the 2 meal plans to cost the same amount? Does that sound like an inequality?
No.
No, good. Because now we're being asked to set up and solve an equation, which makes a lot more sense. Remember how I said we were going to do one like the quiz on today's notes? This is it. So the first thing we need, think about your checklist. Yeah, a let statement. What are we going to let X be?
Let X equal
Additional meals. Okay, so we'll have a silver side and a gold side, and we want the 2 sides to be the same. So for silver, my base price is 200 plus the 8x for the additional meals. Girls gotta eat. Okay, for gold, 300 plus 3x. All right, it's time for some mental math. I think you can do it. I think we're ready. If I subtract 200 from both sides, what is 300 minus 200?
What?
Yeah, so that would give me 8x equals 100 plus 3x. If I subtract 3x from both sides, what is 8x minus 3x? Okay, someone's mouthing it back there. It's 5. So I've got 5x equals 100. How do I undo the multiplying that is happening between the 5 and the x? Divide both sides by 5. What do you get?
20.
Good. All right, so my graph is all the way down there, so I'm just going to do a graph here. Is that okay with you guys? Okay, I'm going to count by 2's. So here's 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Whoops, that was it. I passed it. Wait, no. What did I do? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Okay. So that's 20. And we put an shaded dot on 20 to show that that's the only value that is going to make this equation true. Okay, write a sentence. At 20 additional visits or additional meals, the plans cost the same amount. Okay, questions? All right, let's look at the other side. Part B. Part B says that Evie has a budget of $600 for meals. Ooh, that's some new information. If Evie chooses the gold plan, what is the maximum number of additional meals she can buy? This time, are we going to do an equation? No, it's telling us to do an inequality because we're going to have the maximum number that she can buy, but she could also buy fewer, right? Okay, so we're going to do an inequality. Let's look for the question. What's the question? Yeah. So what does X have to be again? It's still additional meals. So X equals additional meals still. Now, this time, if she's only doing the gold plan, are we going to have two sides with a rate each? Or do we have a bunch of stuff adding up to a total? Yeah, what is that total? 600. Ding, ding, ding. So we put that on the total side. And then we already have the other side written. It's just still this 300 plus 3x for the gold plan. So 300 plus 3x. Now, 600 is the maximum that she can spend. So could she go over her budget? So we can't do greater than. We can't do greater than or equal to because that would max out our budget. A vote for less than or equal to? 2 votes for less than or equal to? I like it. Because can't she spend the entire 600? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she won't have any money left over for Taco Bell, but she can do it. Okay, so we're going to say less than or equal to. Then this turns into a really nice problem-friendly one to solve. So can we do some more mental math? If I subtract 300 from both sides, what is 600 minus 300? Yeah, 3x less than or equal to 300. Can you divide by 3 in your head? Yeah. You get 100. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to do my sentence and graph up here, so I'm not scrolling back and forth like a loony. All right, so here's my graph. All right, I'm going to count by tens this time. Here's 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. What kind of dot? Shaded dot. Okay. Yes. Okay. I will come back to you for the sentence. Which way do I shade? Left. Okay. Now tell me what to do. Can I do negative additional meals? Or should I just stop shading at 0? Okay, we'll stop at 0. You convinced me. Okay, we'll talk about how that changes our inequality later, but for right now, we're just going to leave it. If you want, you can also say, well, x has to be bigger than 0 also, right? So we can say x has to be greater than or equal to 0, and it has to be less than or equal to 100. It has to be in between z's. You can write that. All right, sentence time. Hit it.
Evie can get up to 100 additional meals.
Yes, get up to 100. You can also say at most 100. What word can we use that's in the problem itself? maximum. Any of those work, or no more than, right? Pick your favorite. For the video, I'm going to write maximum, even though what you said was right. Okay, so Evie can spend a maximum of 100. Whoops, not spend, buy. Sorry, that's my fault. Buy a maximum of 100 additional, forgot what I was doing, additional meals. So you know how I started to write a sentence that didn't agree with the rest of the problem? You can catch yourself doing that by making sure that your let statement and your sentence both match the question that was asked at the end. You just do a little check. All right, you survived. The rest of the time is work time. Is there anyone that would